This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. During the next hour, we're going to explore a couple of different aspects of health that really touch each and every one of us. A little bit later in the show, we'll be talking with Robert Clancy about the peaks and valleys of life. We'll also be talking with Martin Cooper. Now, while he's not a name that everybody knows, he is known as the father of the cell phone. I want to find out if the things are really healthy or not. And one of the biggest problems facing all Americans of all ages is back pain. We're going to spend some time with the CEO and founder and developer of AlignMed. And his name is Bill Schultz. He's on the line from Orange County, California right now. Bill, welcome back to Late Night Health. It's been too long.
Yeah, thanks for getting back together with me. Good to hear your voice.
My pleasure. I have to tell you that after the last show, Bill sent me two AlignMeds, one for myself and one for my wife, and I should be wearing it more because my wife is always yelling at me about my posture. My wife wears it a lot because she does have some lower back issues. And when she wears it, the pain all but goes away. She loves her AlignMed, and I think there's a new one out. We'll have to talk about that off air. But
yep.
How many people in the United States suffer from back issues, back pain?
Yeah, well, the National Institute of Health, which reports these numbers, 33 million people have chronic pain. So that chronic pain means for 2 months in a row you hurt every single day. And that the costs of that are astronomical. Now, when we get over to back pain, when we single out back pain, we get into one of the biggest numbers there are, and that 9 out of 10 people in their life are going to suffer back pain, and 8 out of 10 are going to see a doctor about it. So those numbers are astronomical. And the number is rising, okay? And it all stems back to, it's all a part of arthritis, okay? And arthritis is simply a big word for joints wearing out, okay? Osteoarthritis, joints wearing out. And yeah, joints wear out with age, but age really isn't the number one thing. What really wears joints out is the posture of the body, the way you hold your body, the way you walk, right? The number one thing that you can do to improve health is improve your posture. You can look that up online all over the place. I've become so intimate with it, being the founder, president, CEO of AlignMed, that it is. I truly believe that the products that we're making are, with all integrity, are something everybody should have in their drawer, in their closet to reach for, almost like grabbing an aspirin. Because we've sold now over 500,000 units with a lot of research, but very little marketing. And what we can tell you from the experience of those people is so valuable, and it's information that no other company has, no matter what company that is, as it relates to posture and the importance of posture. And without getting too wordy, too, the number one reason in the world, number one reason in the United States for visiting a physician is arthritis, whether it's your knee or your hips or your back or your shoulder. But back is the one that really drives us to the doctor. Okay, and because it becomes intolerable. And what I can say in a simple way is it's really difficult to improve posture, because who can go around thinking about their posture 24 hours a day? It's just not realistic. But if you got something that reminds you, if you take one of the AlignMed products, whether it's the bra, whether it's the shirt, whether it's the tights, or the new line, where the exciting new line will be launching soon. Any of those products are great ways to remind you while you're sitting, driving, flying in an airplane, or sleeping, to align yourself. It's an unconscious process, which is extremely important. But it's also a mechanical process where the structure, the construction, and the materials, the elastic materials in these products help remind you and help keep you upright and improving your posture.
Let me ask you something, Bill. I remember that your background was in medical technology, and I believe you were selling to surgeons and hospitals products and showing them how to use them. And then one day you decided you needed to see a doctor because your back hurt, and they wanted to cut. Did I remember that correctly?
Well, I had a very successful orthopedic business, particularly with focus in sports medicine and arthroscopy. So when I caught arthroscopy on the rise when they started doing surgeries with cameras and scopes rather than cutting your joint open, and I had a very multi-million dollar distribution business and also a research business in that field. Well, in the middle of my 40s, I ruptured some discs, and it was because I ignored the pain that was coming. I kept doing things wrong. I didn't pay attention to my posture. I'm not even sure if I knew what posture was back then. If you told me to stand up straight, I probably would have done it, but wouldn't have lasted more than a few minutes. Anyways, the pain became so bad that the options were the field that I work in. The options were in order. Here's some physical therapy. Here's some pharmacological drugs. And if none of that works, you do surgery and cut your disc out and see what happens. And all of those things they all have their problems. They're all difficult options. I was fortunate enough to see a physician. I worked with physicians all my life, and one said, "Hey, there's this guy that puts skin tape on people," and he goes, "I sent some patients over there." An orthopedic surgeon friend of mine told me that, and they seem to do good with this guy's putting tape.
It's a very common technique, especially in chiropractic offices.
Especially in chiropractic offices and some athletic trainers.
Right.
So I went there. The guy taped me up. I was scheduled for surgery. I was 4 weeks out to have a discectomy. Okay. And hey, listen, I didn't want to have surgery. And most people, it should be a last option. But pain is pain, and when it takes an hour just to get your legs out of bed in the morning, you'll consider anything. So,
Bill, we're going to take a time out. When we come back, I want to continue with this story because I know that most people who have back surgeries, many, I don't know what the exact percentage is, some get well and some don't. And using something like AlignMed as a first chance of stopping that pain and improving your posture seems to me to be the way to go. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Darrell Wayne. We're talking about posture with Bill Schultz. He is the inventor of AlignMed. He's also the CEO and the president of the company. Please join us at latenighthealth.com. That's latenighthealth.com. Darrell and I and Bill return as Late Night Health moves forward. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment. If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.
Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com.
The latest from the greatest, the best in new music by classic rockers, with your host, the insane Daryl Wayne.
This is Alice Cooper, and if Daryl Wayne is insane, what does that make me? Criminally insane. Stick around to find out.
Many of the artist interviews for the latest from the greatest have been captured on audio book. There is a Volume 1 and Volume 2. Great information and conversations with people in the industry and people surrounded by the industry, and of course the rock stars themselves.
I'm the Reverend Al Green, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne. And I said Wayne Insane.
You can find it on Amazon or Blackstone Audio. Search for the latest from the greatest from Daryl Wayne, DARRELL WAYNE.
Hello, this is Weird Al Yankovic, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne, aren't you?
Late Night Health continues. We're talking about posture. Our guest is Bill Schultz. He is the CEO of AlignMed, and this is a product, a series of products to help you stand up straight the way you're supposed to. Most people hunch over, and as we get older, we tend to hunch, and that's just not good. Bill has been explaining what he went through. And Bill, if you could tell us, wrap up the story that you were telling us, how you went to a chiropractor, you were taped, and you were amazed because it made you feel better, bottom line.
It reminded me, whereas, nobody's got a doctor following around all day. So I really thought a lot about that unconscious cue, but still, taping yourself or going to the doctor every other day to get taped up, it wasn't realistic. So I came up with the idea of, putting elastic into clothing to replicate that taping. And we did that, and through a long journey and a lot of research and over 500,000 patients, we've done it. We've got this is an aspirin for the outside of the body and a way to maintain, retrain posture like no other, and it's conservative.
And without the side effects of pharmaceuticals, aspirin, stomach bleeding, and all that kind of stuff. What was fascinating to me is that I think it's the San Francisco Giants. I'm a Dodger fan, so, what can I tell you? But they've won games with pitchers wearing the AlignMed. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, a couple of the trainers and team physicians were smart enough to say, hey, let's get these guys into the posture shirt to prevent the injury before it happens. The fatigue of, your shoulder closing down, your elbow closing down, and then all of a sudden the ligament snaps or muscles get worn out. And let's prevent that. Okay, so a lot of the products were purchased at San Francisco. A lot of those guys in the World Series wore it. I tell you, being a Dodgers fan, there's a lot of Dodgers guys wearing this, and there's a lot of professional athletes involved with the release of, our new one, and based on everything that we found out by using current, a lot of professional throwers, a lot of professional football guys, fighters, skaters. It's a very popular item with athletic trainers.
I think that the idea is great. Now, let me ask you, I've talked to some physical therapists, and I've said, what about wearing some kind of a device that holds me back, holds me up, makes me feel taller, and aligns my back better. And some of them say, well, it's not training your muscles. Does AlignMed help with muscle memory and muscle training?
Yeah, absolutely. So where some physical therapists are mistaken or throwing us into a box is that we're some kind of brace, and we are absolutely not a brace. We don't want to be a brace because a brace has a role. If you're injured, you need to freeze yourself up until it heals. Okay, that's a good idea. But you have to dynamically retrain muscles because if you don't make the muscles go to work, they'll atrophy. And our goal is to cue those muscles, to activate those muscles, especially the ones that you underuse. We overuse our front muscles, like our pectorals and our quads, and we underuse our trapezius, and our rhomboids or latissimus. It starts just leaning forward. You got to retrain those guys. You cannot do that with a brace, but with an active therapy, which is what AlignMed is. You can do that. It's a great start.
And what about, as we get older, and this doesn't happen to everybody, because I've known people in their 80s and in their 90s who have military perfect posture, but a lot of people start hunching over their neck. They look down. They start having a curve in their spine. Can AlignMed help, and can this happen at any age?
Sure. Actually, the good thing about muscles is if you treat them correctly, if you retrain them at any age, they'll retrain. Medical professionals will tell you that. Okay, so that's a really good thing. So to start retraining muscles, or even more important, become aware that when you start to lose your posture, you got to intervene. And again, that goes back to, it's really difficult to teach posture because everybody's got a busy day. Okay, but if you got something that does it for you unconsciously, so you can work out in your sleep with this thing, or you can work out while you're sitting at a computer. So no, we are not a brace. We do not want to stop muscles from working. We want to make them go to work.
You want to make them work correctly.
Yes, rebalance, you bet. Because, hey, listen, the balance of muscles is what we're all about. And you start making some shorter or weaker than others, something's going to give. And unfortunately, the big one is spine.
There's some research to indicate that if you have a back problem, that if you wait long enough, the problem fixes itself. Have you heard that?
Yes, I have heard that. And in some cases, that's true. But what the body does is it accommodates. The body's nothing's more intelligent than the human body. Okay, and it accommodates to what you're doing to it. So you really don't get better. You just prolong the inevitable. Okay, and listen, 60s, 70s, 80s can easily be the best time of your life if you've got posture. I have to think about that for a second. When you look at people in those age groups that have good posture, they're movers, they're active, and they're generally happy. It's not a coincidence.
And I just met somebody whose father is in his early 90s. He plays golf 3 or 4 times a week.
Yep. I'll bet you that guy's got a pretty decent posture.
I'll bet he does, too. Military, as I said, a military perfect posture. This morning, coming down the stairs, my wife yelled to me, "Hey, stand up straight." Does that work when somebody does that to you? I mean, I should remind myself. I know that.
Well, moms do that. You know, moms,
yes.
Of course, we all know moms are as intuitive and caring as they get. And moms intuitively tell their children, sit up straight, pay attention to their posture. That probably sinks in a little bit. But we don't have mom following us around all our life or our physician following us all around. So we need some help. We need that reminder. That's truly what did it for me. You know, and it's not, and it has to be comfortable. It is a form-fitting product because it has to be in order to engage your muscles. I know I would have had surgery. I would not be talking to you the way I am right now if that would have happened, because whenever there's surgery, you can't go backwards. When somebody fuses something together, cuts something out, it doesn't go back.
Hey, Bill, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to have you back in maybe a month or so, and we're going to talk about the research behind AlignMed. I will remember that. I'm going to ask you to hold on the line. If you want information on AlignMed, what's the website, Bill?
Yeah, it's AlignMed.com. AlignMed, A like Apple, LIGNM like Mary, ED.com. And it's pretty instructive website.
Good. We'll take a look at it. We'll have that on our website and a pretty picture of you as well. You may need to get a new pretty picture, but that's okay. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Late Night Health continues. Please join us at latenighthealth.com. That's latenighthealth.com. We'll be back in just a few.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.